All kinds of weapons are available on Lebanon's black market. Arms trading is reportedly on the rise since the unrest in Syria began.
There's been a surge over the last 6 weeks or so, and arms dealers say that the surge is basically down to demand in Syria. And it seems to compose of two kinds of client. And one is people who are fed up with the crackdown, protesters who want to basically shoot back. And also the other component would be people who are very worried about where Syria is going to go in the coming weeks and months.
Lebanon and Syria share an often porous border, and some experts say that not all of the arms being smuggled across it are for self-defense.
When millions didn't take to the streets, Syria's foreign enemies, who have been plotting for years to destabilize the country, used armed men to exploit the protests, and they got their weapons from neighboring states, since arms are not easily accessible in Syria.
That, some say, explains why the violence has been mostly concentrated in cities along or close to the border areas. Daraa is 5 kilometers from Jordan, and Douma, a suburb of Damascus, is 40 kilometers from Lebanon. Homs, just 25 kilometers. Banyas, 45. All protest hubs.
Syria's state TV has been blaming what they call armed groups for much of the unrest and the killing of security forces. State television has also broadcast alleged confessions by detainees who say they have received money from outside parties, including from figures here in Lebanon, to purchase weapons to destabilize the country.
Undoubtedly, however, there are thousands of unarmed Syrians demanding freedom on the streets. President Bashar al-Assad himself acknowledged that not all protesters are saboteurs and their demands are legitimate. Officials now say they have gained the upper hand over the uprising. I hope we are witnessing the end of this story, were the words of Assad's advisor Zeina. But people don't just have two versions of this story, they have two versions of how it should end.